Howdy folks, it's Donald Ward McCarthy here, Principal with 311 Realty Group, bringing you your update in mid-May, looking back at our housing market in the GTA for April of 2023. This month I'm going to break up my kind of general economic insight into what's going on into two videos. First off, we're going to look at, like I say, supply, demand, pricing, absorption rates, looking very specifically to the GTA market. And then the second video, I'm going to comment more on what's going on from a global perspective down to Bank of Canada, the Fed, etc. in regards to inflation. Big news this week also was the labour market. Okay, and then we're going to kind of give our prediction as to what may or may not happen in inflation rates with the next Bank of Canada announcement occurring on June 7th or June 8th of 2023. Okay, so first video, like I say, let's jump into the GTA, the Greater Toronto Area stats in regards to supply, demand, pricing and absorption rates, looking back at April's data of 2023 and beyond. So first off, all of these charts, by the way, are available for download in a link here. The Toronto Real Estate Board releases their Market Watch report every month, and it looks at kind of year-over-year data. As you all know, if you've been following my monthly video blogs, I like to look more at what's happening month to month. What are those snapshots telling us rather than year to year? So let's dig into that, okay? Supply, we've actually seen, demand. Let's start with demand actually. So sales, start of the year, if you recall, our demand, or last year as well, to our demand buyers sitting on the sideline, really not taking much activity as the interest rates rose because we didn't know where things were going to end up. So there was sentiment was there really that prices are going to come down more and that we're going to wait. That was the general sentiment to buyers. And then things just turned in January. We noticed straight away that the buyer kind of mentality, psychology changed, buyer confidence, if you want to call it that, it just turned on and people got confident and they got back into the market. And you can see that trend here from January through to April. You can see quite the increase in demand there. From March to April, that was a 9% increase in demand. In regards to supply, really the supply issue is even worse this year than it was in the last 3 years. If we look at supply and compared to 2022, 2021, and pre-COVID, the year March 2020, our supply today is actually greatly much lower. April of 2022 to April of this year, there's a reduction of almost 40% in supply. So you can see why prices are starting to creep up despite our high interest rate environment. And when you consider the demand, the buyer confidence is back on, you can see our prices starting to creep up. And in April, in the GTA, on average, real estate was 1.153 million. And aside from that blip we saw last year, earlier on in the year, with the super low interest rates and the demand when it was through the roof, really when you look at April of 2023, those prices are historically very, very high. The highest, no, I wouldn't say the highest, very much close to the highest, aside from that little window last year, the highest we've seen in over a decade. So really good prices. I think November of 2021 beat it by $5,000 in terms of highest record prices. Again, I'll say that without that little bubble last year, which we saw January, February, March through to June. Now let's look at absorption rates. What are absorption rates? Again, every week what we do is we take a snapshot of how many, say, houses or condos are currently available on the market, and we divide that by how many actually sold in the previous week, which gives us a good indicator as to if we were to continue at that pace or that supply as well too, that absorption. We've got X amount of weeks of inventory in our market. So if you have over 24 weeks of inventory, you're looking at a buyer's market. 12 to 24, you're looking at a balanced, and under 12, you're looking at a seller's market. And when we look at that data here for 2023, looking back at the last week in April, you can see here 6.5 weeks in housing, in freehold, and just under 12 in condos. So very much back to a seller's market on both condos and houses. So there you have it, folks. Next video, like I say, inflation, labour market, and what's likely to happen in June. Donald Ward McCarthy here, 311 Realty. Over and out. Thank you so much for your time once again.